in Brentwood. I also can tell you that I do see officers with shotguns drawn, making their way around, actually ringing the estate of O.J. Simpson. We saw family members come out of the house, although I believe they still are on the grounds there. Our view is a little bit obscured, as you probably can see, because we are pushed back about a block and a half from the gates there.
Al, what about crowd control there? We saw some spectators, it looked like, in the background there.
Okay, well, as far as crowd control is concerned, they have pretty much blocked off.
Here in your pilot's position.
Development. Well, there's a couple of key points here. First of all, this is very different than your typical hostage negotiation because right now there is not a real hostage. There is O.J. Simpson who is holding a gun to himself. In a hostage negotiation, you would be seeing the police closer in this situation and being more aggressive. You notice they're laying back. They're staying back. They're not trying to in any way impede or send him, quote unquote, over the brink. That's a very important point. If you even saw him at the funeral yesterday, his attitude, he was very disorganized in the way he looked. He was a little jittery. Every shot you saw of him, he looked like he was somewhat upset. Naturally, that's one, because of the funeral, but two, because what was going through his head and all the pressures. They don't want to add to this, and that's a critical point.
What about medications, Brian? We were told that early this morning he was heavily sedated. That was a quote from his psychiatrist, who said that he was lying in the bed for a while and was heavily sedated. This many hours later, would that still be in his system?
We don't know what he received. What my assumption is, if it's a typical antidepressant, they take time to build over a period of time. So in other words, to get peak levels in the body, you'd have to take it over a lot of time. They may have had the half-life, that period of time, beginning to wane, beginning to wear off. Now, I doubt if they had any for him to travel with. They weren't anticipating he would travel. So I think we're at the point now where they will be starting to wear off.
The door is open on the vehicle. The driver's side door is open. We don't know if anyone has exited the vehicle. Again, that's the white Ford Bronco with the hazard lights on. And we're just waiting to see what's going to happen next.
In the rear window of that Bronco.
We'll go back to Los Angeles for the sound.
The driver's side door has opened. There is at least one police officer right behind that car, behind the police car, behind the white Bronco, and presumably there are police in the bushes and trees on both sides.
From these pictures, as you can see, a very delicate situation taking place as we watch here.
No, we do know that there was at least one gun in that car.
It would be very interesting if anybody on the ground would possibly...
We are continuing our coverage of the pursuit, which has ended at the O.J. Simpson estate in Brentwood, California. O.J. Simpson is believed to be in that vehicle with a gun to his head. He has expressed wanting to see his mother. We believe that she may be inside the house there at the O.J. Simpson estate. Al Cowling, again, the friend who drove the vehicle during a chase that spanned several Southern California freeways all the way from Orange County up into Los Angeles, into the West Los Angeles area there. He now tried to negotiate with the police and with O.J. Simpson, presumably to have him come out of the car. We have been told that there are sharpshooters, SWAT team members, I'm sure you can imagine, police ringing the estate, guns trained on the vehicle. Al Cowling trying to bring some resolution to the standoff here. Two police officers just inside the doorway there at the Simpson estate, obviously trying to negotiate with Al Cowlings, and we have not yet seen Mr. Simpson, but we are told he is in the back seat of that vehicle.
Looking as if they were SWAT team.
Well, she lives in San Francisco, but she obviously was down here in Southern California yesterday for the burial of her former daughter-in-law, Nicole Brown Simpson, and we had thought perhaps that she were gone. And that resulted in an all-points bulletin. It has either burned out or is somehow off, and the light bar is not flashing. There is not very much light there at all.
We're continuing to have people come into this.
They're weak, they're fatigued, they really feel hopeless, but they don't have any energy to act out and do anything. As they begin to gain that strength, as they build that strength, and a medication can help that, a period of time can help that, then they are potentially more dangerous, and that's where you can run into problems where they may act out on it. I heard them saying that they might be potentially getting his friend away from the situation. I think that would be a dreadful mistake. He is the link that O.J. Simpson has right now in this situation. He is the person who is the lifeline, essentially, who is calming him down. I think in that situation, you want to do everything you can to keep him there. We look on this shot here, and it's really getting tough to see what's happening as it's getting darker. I think one of the things that may help O.J. Simpson as it is getting darker, as the evening goes, is with a life like he had where he got a lot of attention, I think he'll feel a little better in the evening if he was to turn himself in or go to do it in that situation under the darkness.
Okay, thank you, Brian. If you're just joining us at 11:30, we are looking at a live picture of a white Ford Bronco, O.J. Simpson in the vehicle. He has returned to the estate he shared with Nicole Brown Simpson.